How heavy is it?
It's about, I think that much, close to 40 pounds.
I was thinking, like, is there any way you could put like a chain through it and like wear it as like the awesomest?
You'd be like no, like you maybe you could, man.
You're tuned in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, guiding your gridiron journey, none other than your host, former NFL lineman, Ross Tucker.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a teaching tutorial Thursday, and this is a rare teaching tutorial Thursday. Number one, because we don't have Greg Cosell. We've been using Greg and interviewing Greg more on Mondays recently for a bunch of different reasons. But number two, we have not one, but two outstanding guests for you on today's show. A couple of guys that recently retired that had outstanding careers, and they're both in media now. So really looking forward to talking with them. How about Gerald McCoy, who does stuff for NFL Network, and Mark Ingram, who does stuff for Fox, including being on the Big Noon show on Saturdays. What do they call it? What do they call that, Jack?
What, Foxes? I think it's Big Noon Kickoff.
Big Noon Kickoff. That's right. Big Noon Kickoff. Thank you, Jack. Providing value. I love it. I got stuff to say, certainly about the Falcons' fines, as well as the fifth-year options, which teams have to decide today for first-round picks from the 2022 NFL Draft. So I'll get to that in a little bit. I do have some winners for those of you that went the extra mile if we have time a little bit later as well. But let's start in the trenches. Let's start with Gerald McCoy.
The Big Show.
All right, I really enjoyed watching this guy play during his career, and I was very happy that I was already retired by then because he was the type of guy that gave me the most trouble. So I'm talking with Gerald McCoy, by the way. He's one of the co-hosts of McCoy and Van Noy on Yahoo Sports. Kyle Van Noy, I thought he was going to retire like 3 years ago. He just back-to-back years he had his career high in sacks.
I know, yeah.
That is wild, by the way. But it's funny. So when I played Gerald, the guys like you that I went against, Warren Sapp, Leroy Glover,
absolutely.
What's his last? Bryant Young.
Yeah.
Bryant Young, Hall of Famer for the Niners.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when you came out, that's who you reminded me of.
Thanks,
just
man.
that guy with the explosiveness up the B gap. Man, those guys, it's hard. It is hard.
Rod Marinelli called the under tackle a three technique, and Joe Cullen, echoed this when he became my coach at Tampa. He said the three technique or under tackle is the piston that drives the engine. So when Tony Dungy put that in at Tampa, they needed a guy who could be that guy for the defense. And that's who Warren Sapp was. And that's who guys have been. You see, go all the way back to Keith Millard, John Randall. Whenever you have that style of play, Aaron Donalds, the people like that, you got to have a guy right there in that B gap that can, whether he's rushing the pass or getting upfield and run, he just messes up everything. Because, if you zoning, that running back's reading that three technique. So if he's upfield early, it's like, well, dang, I got to cut back early. Now the defense just goes with him. In the past, quarterbacks hate that pressure up the middle. If you got that guy in the middle, make the quarterback step up. You got ends can fall underneath. You got nose tackles that's getting these extra sacks. That's just how it was.
I love hearing you say the name Keith Millard.
Yeah, Keith Millard coached me.
Oh, okay. Because Keith Millard was like
a lot of people don't know about Keith.
75 for the Vikings. Like when I was growing up, that's who I was. I was like, how does Gerald know about Keith Millard?
Yeah.
He coached you. I got it.
So when Aaron Donald got the 20 sacks, a lot of people don't know the record he broke for defensive tackles, interior sacks, was Keith Millard's. A lot of people didn't know that.
So
18 and a half.
It's funny because, we know how much money that edge guys make.
Right.
And I got no issue with edge guys getting paid, okay? I would submit to you, though, I think, especially in today's NFL, I think after quarterback, you can make an argument that dominant D tackle
Yeah.
is the second most important position. The reason why I say that is because I feel like teams are doing a better job of the quarterbacks getting it out quick or stepping up into the pocket.
Right.
Especially you think about like a Tom Brady, right? Or like that, the edge guy can win around the edge, and if Brady drops back or whoever and then steps up, the edge guy still might not get there. If you have a consistent inside pressure guy like you, even if you're not getting, which it drives me crazy. There's these different companies that count what a pressure is or not. Like I'll read stats when I'm calling a game drill, and I'll be like, one thing will say is 84 pressure, another will say is 68 pressure. I'm like, that's a big difference. Like, which one are we going with?
Right.
My point is that for a D tackle like you, even if it doesn't count as a pressure, if you're pushing that guy back at all, I never played quarterback, but they tell me it is hard to throw out of that.
Yeah.
You feel like you can't step in. You feel like you're thrown out of like a basement.
Well, to your point, we've seen Chris Jones have a lot of dominant games.
Yeah.
One of the most dominant games I've ever seen him have was this past AFC Championship, and nobody knows it because they're not looking for it. What he did to those offensive linemen is demoralizing. He was literally like taking grown men every play, regardless of if it was a run or pass, and putting them 4 yards in the backfield. As an offensive lineman, that's constantly happening. At some point, you're going to be like, all right, enough is enough.
Right.
When you have a guy like that's doing that, it is demoralizing to an offense because now the play caller is saying, hey, listen, whatever we do, understand this person is going to be there that fast. So you have to get it together. And to your point, back to team building, you got to get a guy who can throw the ball, and then you got a guy who can go get the guy who can throw the ball. So we think about quarterback, and then we think about our blindside defensive ends. Well, the game is evolving. It's a lot of lateral runs.
Yeah.
It's not downhill anymore. So how do you kill finesse offenses? Side-to-side runs with penetration.
Yep.
If you're getting guys on the end, we talk about defense, guys set the edge, which makes everything funnel back to the middle of the defense. But when you have side-to-side runs, a guy in the middle who's poking a hole in that run, that's what messes everything up. So because the game is evolving, a dominant D tackle is becoming more valuable than your edge rusher because of how much he can affect the game directly. Everything that happens in the middle affects the game a lot faster than on the ends.
Totally agree. The other thing is, so all my starts, I got time at all 5 spots, but all my starts were center and both guards.
Yeah.
I never understood, Gerald. Like, to me, I would never run a defense that's like a read and react defense.
Yeah.
As an offensive lineman, I loved going against those guys.
I
Like
tell
guys
coaches all the
that
time.
were always playing technique. Because also, if they're always playing technique, not only do you know where they're going to be, right? But if you know this guy has to have the B gap, he has to sit there, can't come off the ball, you can manipulate them.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can try to stretch them. You can go to their outside number. Oh, I got to get out there.
Yes,
you can move it. You guys are the ones. A read and react guy is never going to make me look bad.
No.
He might make the tackle for 3-yard gain or something. You guys could make us look real bad.
And most of the time it's because he's sitting at the line. And I tell D tackles, this new age of coaching, they got guys who are sitting at the line, moving sideways, because everybody's so afraid of the RPO, they're bringing in an extra DB or extra linebacker to defend the RPO. But what they're not understanding, if you get 4 guys up front that can get upfield, that disrupts everything that these offenses are doing. And the side-to-side lateral movement, those guys are not affecting the game the way guys who get penetration is. And to your point, yes, we had the B gap, but Rod Marinelli inserted something called a tag. And what that means is you stay on your line. So if that guard overreaches and you might fall underneath, the backer behind you, he'll cover you up. But get in the backfield and disrupt, because playing on their side of the line of scrimmage is better than just sitting at the line in the B gap, because now, like you said, y'all can manipulate that. You can either hook him, the running back can see better, but if the guy's in the backfield, it's hard to see everything.
So you had your last 2 years, I think, 2 bad injuries, right?
Yeah, I had back-to-back knee injuries.
Quad tendon
right and left. Yep.
Okay. So in hindsight, do you look at it and say, I wish I hadn't tried to play, those are terrible injuries, they're not good? Or do you look at it and say, I'm so glad I gave it every chance to go and play as long as I could?
Oh, no. I'm always going to be an all or nothing guy, man. I'm never going to take a step back and be like, oh, well, maybe I honestly, and let me just say this. Being married saved
Because, by
me.
the way, you had already made a lot of dough by that point.
Yeah, and
it wasn't really about the money
no,
anymore.
No, at that point it wasn't. Because even with the Raiders, I didn't start. I didn't come in and say, oh, I got to be the starter. I just wanted to play. But being married saved me because I retired because my wife said enough was enough. I was going to try and keep playing even after the knee injuries because I felt great.
Even after 2 quad tendons?
Man, I was like, hey, listen, this is what I signed up for. Rehab, get back to it. And I always say to play football, especially at the highest level, you got to have a screw loose.
Yeah.
We all got something missing up here.
Yeah.
They talk about CTE and all this stuff. That's like the highest severity of it. If you play football at the highest level, we all got something that's not right up there. And for me, I have no regrets because I did give it everything I had. I was going to rehab 2 and 3 times. I mean, I was doubling up. I worked out year-round. Bruce Smith told me back in 2014, it's easier to stay in shape than get in shape. So from 2014 on, I honestly think that's what happened to my knees. I never took a break.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And I think it just was too much. And I had real bad tendonitis in my knee, and I was thinking, oh, I'll just, treat it, whatever, but I'm not going to stop. And I think if I had taken more breaks and then got back to it, those knee injuries probably wouldn't have happened, but I don't have any regrets with anything that happened.
It's funny that you say that because I talked to Ed McCaffrey during the season, and he said that Christian's injuries were overuse injuries.
Yep.
Same mindset,
Absolutely.
right? Just work through it. Hey, you got to check out their show, by the way. Gerald McCoy, you see him on NFL Network doing a bunch of things now. Kyle Van Noy just keeps getting double-digit sacks for the Ravens. I don't know how he's doing it. It's McCoy and Van Noy with Gerald McCoy, Kyle Van Noy on Yahoo Sports, YouTube, everywhere else, all the major podcast platforms. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
I
Appreciate
appreciate you having me, man. This is going to be a great week. Busy week, but we're going to have some fun.
There have been some epic NBA playoff games so far, and NHL playoff games for that matter. Do you know how easy it is to find and buy NBA tickets and tickets for every kind of event in your area? If you do nothing else, get the Game Time app on your phone, put your closest city in, and just see all the events that are there that you don't even realize. Last minute deals, you can save up to 60% off buying last minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ROSS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. So again, create an account and redeem code ROSS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Vodka, in particular, Smirnoff vodka, the world's #1 vodka, an official vodka partner of the NFL, and my official vodka partner. You know why? Because it's delicious, and yet you're not paying a crazy amount. There's no reason to do that. Grab a bottle of Smirnoff at your local retailer and head to Smirnoff.com to find recipes of delicious cocktails that are perfect for game day. Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Please not share with anyone under legal drinking age. Super Bowl's over. Draft is over. Smirnoff's not over. Smirnoff's getting you ready for the next season, which will be here before you know it. Outstanding stuff from Gerald. Love talking with the guy. Man, he was electric before those injuries. Another guy I've always had a ton of respect for as a player because of the way in which they played, Mark Ingram. I mean, this guy did not mess around. He's not going to mess around in this interview either.
All right, I've been watching this guy hustle all around this place. How many hours are you doing this for, bro?
I'm here 3 hours. I'm here 10 to 1.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
not
so
that bad.
not too bad.
So you're heading down the home stretch now.
Yes. We on the back stretch right now, man. But, it's always good with good people. It feels like it's flying by, actually.
Hey, you're having fun with the broadcasting thing, aren't you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm so thankful that I was able to have a smooth transition into a great job with great people supporting me. I'm having a fun job with it, man.
That's awesome. All right, I appreciate your energy.
Thank you.
Seriously.
I appreciate that.
You
You
always had the personality, but you never know what someone's going to be like as a
Facts.
broadcaster, especially on a morning show like that and a college game day show. Like, you need that.
Man, it's fun. Like, literally, I'm working at a football party. Like,
Yeah.
we go to a campus. The students are turned up. They're energetic. There's music. We're at a big game. We're talking ball with my friends. Like, I'm not working. Like, I'm having fun, bro. Like, I haven't worked a day in my life, man, and God is good. I'm so blessed that I was able to transition into such a job that I thoroughly enjoy. I have great supporting cast. People are helping me, encouraging me, supporting me at Fox. And so, man, it was just a great opportunity for me, and I can't think of a better position to be in right now.
I always thought of you, Mark, as like a between the tackles, breaking tackles guy. I was doing research on you. Dude, you ran a 10.600?
Yeah, in high school, 10.69.
Holy crap.
10.69.
How much did you weigh?
I was like 205 pounds.
I know I saw you break a bunch of big runs like in Bama, and I knew you had like a burst.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could run like that.
Yeah, I got heavier after high school. I got heavier, man.
What did you play in college? Like,
I
what
was
your
like
weight?
I was 215 the year I won the Heisman, and I was probably like 220 my junior year.
What about
so.
NFL?
I played at like anything 222 and down. I tried to weigh in around 217 at training camp, but realistically, throughout the season, I'd be 20 to 23.
If you had to do it over again, is that what you would be, or would you weigh less or
I would
more?
try to be as light as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I tried to be
Yeah.
all the time. I tried to get down to be as light as I possibly could and without sacrificing strength, which I always felt like the lighter I got, I never sacrificed strength, but I'd be more explosive and more agile. And so I think the premium weight for me would be 215 and try to be less than that. But it was always hard to keep that off, man. Like,
Really
it was
hard.
It's real nitpicky, you know what I mean? But if I got to 225, that was too much. So I knew I needed to be like 222 and less on game day.
If I could do it over again, I would have played lighter.
Yeah, lighter's better, man.
I think I just like I'm from the Ivy League. I had short arms. So I think I thought I needed to be like 320.
They
but
tell you that you need to be like this big brunt, like strength, but it's like I am strong. Like, unless you feel like I never felt like I was lacking power.
Right.
So if I could be lighter and still have the same power, it's better because you're moving better, you're more agile, you're more explosive, and it's easier on your body. You probably stay healthier too. You know what I mean?
Where's your Heisman right now?
My Heisman, it was at my mom's house for from 2009 until 2024. She just brought it to me. She moved down across the street from me in Florida, and she just brought it to me. So I've had it in my man cave at my house in Delray Beach for about 7 months now.
How heavy is it?
It's about, I think that much, close to 40 pounds.
I was thinking, like, is there any way you could put like a chain through it and like wear it as like the awesome?
You'd be like, no, like you maybe you could, man.
No, you look at your
You know,
neck.
yeah.
Maybe as the hood ornament on a car, maybe?
Bro, you just have to like get a chain and just make the Heisman emblem, like, cause there's no wearing that chain. Like you'd have to like carry it like this, like a dumbbell, like.
That's actually a great call, though. You could do that. You
Yeah,
could have,
just get the chain and just ice out like a Heisman figurine of it. Yeah, that'd be kind of nasty.
That
right?
would be amazing.
I think the Heisman should give the Heismans that, like all VVS diamonds. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can only pick one: the national championship or the Heisman. You only get to experience one.
The national championship.
Tell me why.
It's a team game, man, and I wouldn't have won that Heisman without my team. So I got to go with the team award, man, and it's the ultimate goal is to be a national champion. Like, you're the best in the world at that time, or the best in the nation, and I'd have to go national championship, man, because of the blood, sweat, and tears you put in with your brothers, and to be able to host up that crystal ball all together, like, there's nothing like it. And I feel like if I wasn't on that team, if I had my teammates, I wouldn't have won the Heisman anyway. So I had to go first with my teammates because we obviously won that championship, but I was on a great team with great teammates, and I feel like they helped me win the Heisman as well.
So I never won like the Heisman or anything like that, but like any individual, like all county or all state or anything stuff, it's not even close that like what you accomplish as a team is better. Like doing it as a group,
Yes.
to me will always supersede
yes.
anything individual.
The individual stuff is just a bonus. Like, it's just extra icing on the cake. Like, you know what I mean? And when you are a champion, you get walk together with your brothers forever.
Right.
You guys are intertwined forever. You have an individual award, like, you get to celebrate it with yourself. Like, that's not fun. But when you all come together from a championship mindset, like, whenever I see my brothers that I won championships with, it's like, bro, like,
Yes.
I love you.
Yes.
I miss you. You remember this.
Yes.
We was doing that. Oh, by the way, we doing this. Like, it's just, when you win a championship, you walk together forever, and that's what's special about sports.
Incredible.
Yes,
like,
sir.
even, dude, you know, I see guys that I haven't talked to since high school.
Yes.
But if I see them and we were high school football teammates, like, there's like a bond and a brotherhood there.
It can't be broken.
It's unbelievable.
Don't matter your skin color, don't matter where you came from, don't matter your political views. You see each other, you're automatically locked in like brothers forever, man. It's something special.
So that's why I always think sometimes, like, how can we as a world, as a society, or as Americans, like, feel like we're all on the same
Team.
You know what I mean?
Like
not Republican, not Democrat. We're all Team America.
Yes.
Like, and in an NFL locker room or high school locker room, whatever, half the guys or whatever, half the guys,
It doesn't
nobody
matter.
cares.
It don't matter what you do in your off time, what you believe. We're in here. We all love each other. And as long as you're doing everything you could do to go to this common goal of winning, we're all good. Like, you know what I mean? So you sacrifice stuff and, like, you empathize with people. You treat people how you want to be treated, and you push each other to be the best you could be, and you have constructive criticism, and nobody takes it personally.
Right.
And you just all go for this common goal of being great and winning, and that's what we need in America.
And you can crack jokes about
And people don't take it personally.
No, and you can crack jokes about stereotypes that are obviously not true,
Right.
And everybody laughs about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
And you just
like,
shake it off, like, yeah.
Like, I can't even say on
Certain
the
stuff.
air
Certain
what
stuff.
what I've said to teammates, and
Right.
we all laugh about it and have
without
a
you
great
being
time
canceled.
with it.
Without you being canceled, right?
Right.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, man, it's just it's a special place, the locker room, and a team chemistry. You know.
All right, so I am presented by DraftKings, as you can tell on this
Yes,
set.
sir.
My podcast network's through DraftKings. Do you have something going on with the American Gaming Association?
Yes, I'm here with AGA, the American Gaming Association, and we're here just with the campaign. Have a game plan. They estimate $1.4 billion will be gambled on, in legal gambling on the Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
So we're here to tell you, have a game plan. You need more information, haveagameplan.org. But basically, we're telling you to have a budget, stick to it, have fun. It's entertainment. Be responsible. And don't be harassing players. You know what I mean? When your prop bet don't hit, don't be sending out threats and sending Venmos and Zelles to players because your prop bet didn't hit. So, man, keep it cool. Have fun, be responsible, and know your limits, and stick to your limits.
When was your last year?
My last year was 2022.
Were you starting to get, like, did you get a lot of fantasy stuff?
Bro, I'd be out sometimes, and Mud be like, I need you to do better on my fantasy. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you need to be a better fantasy GM. You know what I mean? Like, don't blame me for your mishaps. Like, I'm out here putting everything I got on the line. That's why, I admire, because people are more involved in the game now. But, like, fantasy, you can have a great football game and have a terrible statistical fantasy game. So,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, you can have a
Maybe
great.
you blocked your ass off.
Yeah, you could block, get crucial first downs, pick up a great pass protection that threw for a touchdown, but you don't get points for that. So, but yeah, it's all good. It's all fun and games, and it's expanding our game. So I love it.
Hey, great to talk with you. I meant what I said about the energy you're bringing to Big Noon Kickoff. Thanks so much for coming on the show, man. I really
appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Heck yeah, man.
By the way, Jack, I don't know how much we've talked about the Labatt Blue watch party for the draft last Thursday. That was incredible. They had a ton of Labatt Blue and Labatt Blue Light there. I had everybody drinking it. It was $2 drafts, which is amazing. And every time you bought one, hopefully, you know what? I should have announced at the start to make sure they go to rewards.labattusa.com and then take a picture of their receipt so they can get gear. I love the hoodie that I saw. I love the cooler backpack. Buy beer, get gear, rewards.labattusa.com.
Tuck's Takes.
All right, Ross, some notes across the league. The Falcons, they've got some fines. I feel like they're always the team with the very weird fines. 250,000 to the team and 100,000 to defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich for the Shador Sanders prank phone call.
Right. It feels like the Falcons should probably have more success for the amount of fines that they have. There's like a bad ratio there of fines to wins for the Falcons for whatever reason. But uh, I'm not surprised by this. The NFL obviously felt like they had to do something because it's not cool. It's not okay. You can't let people's private, confidential information, especially phone numbers, be getting out. Like, what if Ulbricht's kid just posted that to social media and then everybody knew Shador's number? Although, did they say, Jack, that maybe like everybody gets their own phone or a new phone or something for the draft, which I thought was interesting?
I remember reading that. I don't know if it was about everybody, but I remember hearing that about Shador specifically, that he had gotten a phone like for the draft itself. So,
Yeah.
and like that's why he thought it was a team when they called.
Right. That makes sense. Well, anyway, I appreciate Jeff Ulbrich getting in front of the media and taking responsibility. The reality is, it's ridiculous that his son did that. He's 21 years old. You know what I mean? Like he's an adult. That is ridiculous. And Jeff Ulbrich has to stand up there and take bullets like that, so to speak, just because his son did something preposterous. But now I see where Abdul Carter supposedly got pranked too. So they got to get to the bottom of all of these, I guess.
It is fifth year option time in the NFL, with today being the deadline day. Are there any that have jumped out to you so far?
Probably two. Jordan Davis for the Eagles. I talked about this in my Ross report on social media. I wasn't sure which way they were going to go on that. It's $13 million. Could have gone either way. They elected to pick it up, which means they really believe that he's going to continue to progress and have a nice fourth year. And then Tyler Linderbaum, he's one of the best centers in the NFL. But the number's so high, it didn't make sense. It's actually fine. I see people complaining. It should just compel the Ravens to have to get a deal done with him, a long-term deal done with him now.
And several transactions across the league. The Seahawks, they trade Sam Howell to the Vikings. The Steelers, they sign wide receiver Robert Woods. The Bills bring in wide receiver Elijah Moore. The Patriots, they cut Joe Cardona. And Jets quarterback Jordan Travis, last year's fifth-round pick, he is medically retired from the league.
Well, that last one is the one that jumps out, obviously. Incredibly sad for Jordan. I mean, not only did it affect Florida State's season, it obviously greatly affected his life, which is brutal. We hadn't talked about the Sam Howell trade to the Vikings. That makes a lot of sense to me for both teams. And the Patriots cutting Cardona. Mike Vrabel's not messing around, man. Mike Vrabel's clearing out pretty much all of the guys that were there with Bill Belichick. I got the winners for you. Spreading the word via social media. Kobe Pratt on Instagram. The sponsor confirmation email winner, Nicholas Falloon. He bought Emery's draft guide, and I love the YouTube comment from Donna Smith. All of you, email me, ross@rosstucker.com. I love rewarding those of you that do a little extra something for the show. Other than that, have an awesome weekend, everybody. I think we're done here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also check out Even Money, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network on Samsung TV Plus, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.
Shout out myfrontpagestory.com. It is the best Mother's Day gift that I'm aware of, and I will send you an autograph if you get one. Why would you not? myfrontpagestory.com. myfrontpagestory.com. Backofficescheduler.com, humid@nyc.com, Sporticulture, Pizza Boy Brewing.